Question 1. What does this sign indicate to drivers? A. Give way to all traffic. B. You have the right of way. C. Stop, then proceed if clear. D. Proceed with caution. Answers is A. Give way to all traffic. This is a give way sign. It means you must slow down and be prepared to stop. You must give way to all traffic on the intersecting road. Question 2. What does this sign mean for vehicles approaching the intersection? A. Stop and give way. B. Give way to the right. C. Proceed slowly. D. Priority road ahead. Answers is A. Stop and give way. This stop sign indicates that you must bring your vehicle to a complete stop before the stop line and give way to all traffic approaching the intersection. Question 3. What does this sign tell you about the road you are currently on? A. You are on a priority road. B. End of priority road. C. Give way ahead. D. Hazard ahead. Answers is A. You are on a priority road. This sign indicates that you are on a priority road. This means that traffic on this road has priority over traffic entering from minor roads, unless otherwise. Question 4. What action should a driver take when seeing this sign? A. Be ready to stop for pedestrians. B. Stop only if pedestrians are crossing. C. Speed up to clear the area. D. Ignore if no pedestrians are visible. Answers is A. Be ready to stop for pedestrians. This sign warns of a pedestrian crossing ahead. Drivers must be prepared to stop and give way to any pedestrians who are on or about to enter the crossing. Question 5. What does this sign indicate about the road ahead? A. Uneven road surface. B. Hump or speed bump. C. Slippery when wet. D. Road narrows. Answers is A. Uneven road surface. This warning sign indicates that there is an uneven road surface ahead. Drivers should reduce speed and proceed with caution to maintain control of the vehicle. Question 6. What is the meaning of this road sign? A. Hump or speed bump ahead. B. Uneven road surface. C. Dip in the road. D. Road works ahead. Answers is A. Hump or speed bump ahead. This sign warns of a hump or speed bump in the road ahead. Drivers should reduce their speed to avoid discomfort or damage to the vehicle. Question 7. What does this sign mean for drivers? A. Do not enter. B. No U-turn. C. No stopping. D. One-way street. Answers is A. Do not enter. This prohibitory sign means do not enter. It is typically found at the exit of a one-way street or on ramp, preventing traffic from entering against the flow. Question 8. What is prohibited by this road sign? A. Overtaking. B. Turning left. C. Stopping. D. U-turn. Answers is A. Overtaking. This sign means no overtaking. You must not overtake other vehicles on this section of road, usually due to safety reasons like limited visibility or curves. Question 9. What action is required when you see this sign? A. Prepare for a roundabout. B. Turn right only. C. One-way street ahead. D. Give way to oncoming traffic. Answers is A. Prepare for a roundabout. This mandatory sign indicates that you are approaching a roundabout. Drivers must give way to traffic already in the roundabout and follow the correct lane markings. Question 10. What does this sign indicate to drivers? A. One-way road. B. Two-way traffic. C. No entry. D. Lane ends. Answers is A. One-way road. This information sign indicates a one-way road. All traffic must travel in the direction by the arrow. You must not drive against the arrow. Question 11. What is the primary instruction conveyed by this sign? A. Proceed straight ahead only. B. No U-turn allowed. C. Turn right at intersection. D. Road is closed for turns. Answers is A. Proceed straight ahead only. This mandatory sign means proceed straight. It indicates that vehicles must only go straight through the intersection or along the road section where the sign is placed. Question 12. What does this warning sign alert you to? A. Slippery road surface ahead. B. Loose gravel on road. C. Road works in progress. D. Water on the road. Answers is A. Slippery road surface ahead. This sign warns of a slippery road surface ahead, especially during wet or icy conditions. Drivers should reduce speed and avoid sudden braking or steering. Question 13. What does this sign mean for parking? A. No parking allowed. B. No stopping allowed. C. Parking for limited time. D. Parking for residents only. Answers is A. No parking allowed. This prohibitory sign means no parking. You are not permitted to park your vehicle in the area where this sign is displayed, though a brief stop for passengers is usually allowed. Question 14. What must you do when you see this sign? A. Do not stop your vehicle. B. Do not park your vehicle. C. Stop only for. D. Stop to pick up passengers. Answers is A. Do not stop your vehicle. This sign means no stopping. You must not stop your vehicle for any reason, even briefly, in the area where the sign is displayed, unless in traffic. Question 15. What does this sign indicate about the road ahead? A. Road narrows from both sides. B. Road narrows on the right. C. Road narrows on the left. D. Lane closure ahead. Answers is A. Road narrows from both sides. This warning sign indicates that the road ahead narrows from both sides. Drivers should be aware of the width and adjust their speed and position accordingly. Question 16. What action is prohibited by this sign? A. Making a U-turn. B. Turning right. C. Stopping. D. Overtaking. Answers is A. Making a U-turn. This prohibitory sign means no. You are not permitted to make a U-turn at this location, often due to safety concerns or traffic flow. Question 17. What does this sign indicate about vehicle access? A. No entry for all vehicles. B. No entry for goods vehicles. C. One-way street ahead. D. End of restricted zone. Answers is A. No entry for all vehicles. This sign means no entry for all vehicles. No vehicles are allowed to proceed beyond this point, typically used to prohibit access to a road or area. Question 18. What does this sign mean for cyclists? A. Mandatory cycle track. B. No bicycles allowed. C. Share the road with cyclists. D. Must dismount. Answers is A. Mandatory cycle track. This mandatory sign indicates a cycle track. Cyclists must use this path where provided. Other vehicles are not permitted on this track. Question 19. What does this warning sign alert drivers to? A. Railway crossing, B. Railway crossing, C. Tram crossing ahead, D. Level crossing with barriers. Answers is A. Railway crossing. This sign warns of an unguarded railway crossing ahead. Drivers must be prepared to stop and look for trains before crossing. Question 20. What does this warning sign indicate? A. Railway crossing, B. Railway crossing, C. Railway station ahead, D. Tram lines on road. Answers is A. Railway crossing. This sign warns of an unguarded railway crossing ahead. Drivers must be extremely cautious, stop, look, and listen for trains from both directions before proceeding. Question 21. What is the primary message of this sign? A. Maximum speed limit of 50, B. Minimum speed limit of 50, C. Recommended speed of 50, D. End of speed limit 50. Answers is A. Maximum speed limit of 50. This prohibitory sign indicates a maximum speed limit of 50 units e.g. drivers must not exceed this speed in the area where the sign is posted. Question 22. What does this sign mean for heavy vehicles? A. No overtaking for goods vehicles, B. Goods vehicles only lane, C. Goods vehicles must use chains, D. No entry for goods vehicles. Answers is A. No overtaking for goods vehicles. This sign prohibits goods vehicles from overtaking other vehicles in this section of the road. This is often implemented on steep inclines or narrow roads for safety. Question 23. What does this sign mean for drivers of cars? A. Road for passenger cars only, B. No passenger cars allowed, C. Parking for passenger cars, D. Shared path for cars and bikes. Answers is A. Road for passenger cars only. This mandatory sign indicates that the road or lane is for passenger cars only. Other types of vehicles may be prohibited or specific rules apply. Question 24. What should drivers expect when seeing this sign? A. Roadworks ahead, B. Traffic congestion, C. New road surface, D. Detour ahead. Answers is A. Road works ahead. This warning sign alerts drivers to road works ahead. Drivers should reduce speed, be alert for workers and machinery, and follow any temporary traffic management. Question 25. What does this sign prohibit? A. No right turn, B. No left turn, C. No U-turn, D. Proceed straight only. Answers is A. No right turn. This sign means no right turn. Drivers are not permitted to make a right turn at the intersection or junction where this sign is placed. Question 26. What does this sign indicate for pedestrians? A. Mandatory pedestrian track, B. No pedestrians allowed, C. Shared path for walkers and bikes, D. Pedestrian crossing ahead. Answers is A. Mandatory pedestrian track. This mandatory sign indicates a pedestrian track. Pedestrians must use this path where provided. Vehicles are not permitted on this track. Question 27. What type of road is by this sign? A. Motorway or expressway, B. Rural road, C. Toll road, D. Construction zone. Answers is A. Motorway or expressway. This information sign indicates the beginning of a motorway or expressway. Special rules apply, such as minimum speed limits and certain vehicle types are prohibited. Question 28. What does this sign instruct drivers to do? A. Pass obstacle on the right. B. Pass obstacle on the left. C. Turn right ahead. D. Keep left. Answers is A. Pass obstacle on the right. This mandatory sign means pass obstacle on the right. It instructs drivers to keep to the right side of an obstacle or traffic island. Question 29. What does this sign tell you about the road ahead? A. Dangerous curve to the right. B. Dangerous curve to the left. C. Road narrows on the right. D. Right turn ahead. Answers is A. Dangerous curve to the right. This warning sign indicates a dangerous curve to the right ahead. Drivers should reduce speed and be prepared for the bend to maintain control. Question 30. What does this sign warn drivers about? A. Loose gravel or stones. B. Slippery road surface. C. Uneven road. D. Road works. Answers is A. Loose gravel or stones. This sign warns of loose gravel or stones on the road. Drivers should reduce speed to avoid skidding and to prevent stones from being thrown up by tires. Question 31. What action is prohibited by this sign? A. Sounding of horn. B. Overtaking. C. Stopping. D. Loud music. Answers is A. Sounding of horn. This prohibitory sign means no sounding of horn. Drivers are prohibited from using their vehicle's horn in this area, often in residential or quiet zones, unless for safety. Question 32. What does this sign indicate about the road ahead? A. Steep ascent uphill. B. Steep descent downhill. C. Uneven road. D. Road works ahead. Answers is A. Steep ascent uphill. This warning sign indicates a steep ascent or uphill gradient ahead. Drivers should select an appropriate gear to maintain speed and prevent engine strain. Question 33. What does this sign mean for the road ahead? A. Steep descent downhill. B. Steep ascent uphill. C. Slippery road. D. Road narrows. Answers is A. Steep descent downhill. This warning sign indicates a steep descent or downhill gradient ahead. Drivers should select a low gear to control speed and prevent brake fade. Question 34. What does this sign mean for drivers approaching a junction? A. Junction with a minor road. B. Crossroads ahead. C. Roundabout ahead. D. Traffic lights ahead. Answers is A. Junction with a minor road. This warning sign indicates a junction with a minor road ahead. Drivers should be aware of potential traffic entering from the side road and adjust speed. Question 35. What does this sign indicate about the road ahead? A. Tunnel ahead. B. Bridge ahead. C. Underpass ahead. D. Road works. Answers is A. Tunnel ahead. This warning sign indicates a tunnel ahead. Drivers should turn on headlights, remove sunglasses, and be aware of potential changes in lighting and air quality. Question 36. What does this sign mean for vehicles? A. No entry for motor vehicles. B. No entry for goods vehicles. C. Minimum speed limit. D. Motorway ahead. Answers is A. No entry for motor vehicles. This sign prohibits the entry of all motor vehicles. It is commonly used to restrict access to pedestrian zones or specific types of roads. Question 37. What does this sign advise about parking? A. No parking on days. B. No parking on days. C. Parking restricted on weekends. D. Limited parking time. Answers is A. No parking on days. This sign prohibits parking on days of the month. This often works in conjunction with a similar sign for even days to manage parking in narrow streets. Question 38. What does this sign instruct a driver to do? A. Turn right only. B. Turn left only. C. Proceed straight. D. No U-turn. Answers is A. Turn right only. This mandatory sign means turn right. Drivers must turn right at the intersection or junction where this sign is displayed and are not permitted to go straight or turn left. Question 39. What does this sign indicate about the area ahead? A. Children likely to be present. B. School zone ahead. C. Playground nearby. D. Pedestrian crossing ahead. Answers is A. Children likely to be present. This sign warns that children may be present or crossing the road, especially near schools or playgrounds. Drivers should reduce speed and be extra vigilant. Question 40. What does this sign indicate about the road? A. Road for motor vehicles. B. Motorway ahead. C. No motor vehicles allowed. D. Motor vehicle parking. Answers is A. Road for motor vehicles. This sign indicates a road exclusively for motor vehicles. Certain slow-moving vehicles, pedestrians and cyclists may be prohibited from using it. Question 41. What does this sign warn you about? A. Strong side winds ahead. B. Crossroads ahead. C. Rough road surface. D. Falling rocks. Answers is A. Strong side winds ahead. This sign warns of strong side winds ahead. Drivers should grip the steering wheel firmly and be prepared to correct their vehicle's path, especially in vehicles. Question 42. What does this sign indicate about road users? A. Cyclists may be. B. Mandatory cycle lane. C. No cyclists allowed. D. Bike rental station. Answers is A. Cyclists may be. This warning sign alerts drivers to areas where cyclists may be leaving or entering the road, such as cycle paths merging with the carriageway. Be prepared to give way. Question 43. What does this sign mean for vehicles? A. No entry for vehicles. B. Vehicles only. C. Animal crossing ahead. D. Give way to vehicles. Answers is A. No entry for vehicles. This sign prohibits the entry of vehicles. It is used to restrict certain slow-moving vehicles from specific roads or areas. Question 44. What does this sign mean for drivers at the junction? A. Proceed straight or turn left. B. Turn left only. C. Turn right or turn left. D. No left turn allowed. Answers is A. Proceed straight or turn left. This mandatory sign means proceed straight or left. Drivers must either go straight through the intersection or turn left and cannot turn right. Question 45. What does this sign indicate to road users? A. Of movement in lanes. B. Lane ends ahead. C. Traffic merges. D. Speed limits for each lane. Answers is A. Of movement in lanes. This information sign indicates the permissible directions of movement for vehicles in each lane at an upcoming intersection or junction. Drivers should choose the correct lane. Question 46. What does this warning sign indicate? A. Low-flying aircraft ahead. B. Airport entrance. C. Wind shear zone. D. Road closed to aircraft. Answers is A. Low-flying aircraft ahead. This sign warns of low-flying aircraft overhead, commonly near airfields or airports. Drivers should be aware of potential noise and distractions. Question 47. What does this sign indicate about the road ahead? A. Dangerous curve to the left. B. Dangerous curve to the right. C. Road narrows on the left. D. Left turn ahead. Answers is A. Dangerous curve to the left. This warning sign indicates a dangerous curve to the left ahead. Drivers should reduce speed and be prepared for the bend to maintain control. Question 48. What does this sign warn about? A. Cattle or livestock crossing. B. Wild animals crossing. C. Farm vehicles on road. D. Animal sanctuary. Answers is A. Cattle or livestock crossing. This sign warns of cattle or other domestic livestock crossing the road. Drivers should be prepared to slow down or stop for animals and give them space. Question 49. What does this sign prohibit at an intersection? A. No left turn. B. No right turn. C. No U-turn. D. Proceed straight. Answers is A. No left turn. This sign means no left turn. Drivers are not permitted to make a left turn at the intersection or junction where this sign is placed. Question 50. What does this sign indicate about parking? A. Parallel parking to curb. B. Perpendicular parking to curb. C. Parking on the pavement. D. No parking zone. Answers is A. Parallel parking to curb. This supplementary plate indicates the method of parking. Vehicles must be parked parallel to the edge of the carriageway or curb. Question 51. What does this sign indicate about the road ahead? A. Embankment or quayside ahead. B. Steep drop-off. C. Bridge ahead. D. Road works near water. Answers is A. Embankment or quayside ahead. This sign warns of an embankment or quayside ahead, indicating a drop-off into water. Drivers should exercise extreme caution, especially in poor visibility. Question 52. What does this sign warn drivers about? A. Wild animals crossing. B. Cattle crossing. C. Zoo entrance. D. Farm animals on road. Answers is A. Wild animals crossing. This sign warns of wild animals such as deer or possums crossing the road. Drivers should be extra vigilant, especially at dawn and dusk, and be prepared to stop. Question 53. What does this sign advise about traffic flow? A. Turn left only. B. Turn right only. C. Proceed straight. D. No U-turn. Answers is A. Turn left only. This mandatory sign means turn left. Drivers must turn left at the intersection or junction where this sign is displayed, and are not permitted to go straight or turn right. Question 54. What does this sign tell you about the road ahead? A. Series of curves first to right. B. Series of curves first to left. C. Dangerous right turn. D. Winding road ahead. Answers is A. Series of curves first to right. This sign warns of a series of dangerous curves ahead, with the first curve turning to the right. Drivers should reduce speed and be prepared for multiple bends. Question 55. What does this sign warn about? A. Falling rocks or debris. B. Uneven road. C. Road works ahead. D. Steep descent. Answers is A. Falling rocks or debris. This sign warns of potential falling rocks or debris from a cliff face on the right side of the road. Drive with caution and be prepared for obstacles. Question 56. What does this sign indicate about the road surface? A. Change of road surface. B. Slippery road. C. Loose gravel. D. Ahead. Answers is A. Change of road surface. This sign warns of a change in road surface ahead, such as from sealed to unsealed or different types of pavement. Drivers should adjust their speed and driving style. Question 57. What does this sign indicate about the lane ahead? A. Lane use instructions. B. Lane ends ahead. C. Traffic merges. D. Emergency stopping lane. Answers is A. Lane use instructions. This information sign indicates specific lane use, showing which directions vehicles in a particular lane must take. Drivers must follow the arrows for their chosen direction. Question 58. What does this sign indicate about upcoming traffic control? A. Traffic lights ahead. B. Railway crossing. C. Pedestrian crossing. D. Junction with major road. Answers is A. Traffic lights ahead. This sign warns of traffic lights ahead. Drivers should prepare to slow down and stop if the lights are red or amber and adjust to the flow of traffic. Question 59. What does this sign mean for priority? A. Priority over oncoming traffic. B. Give way to oncoming traffic. C. No overtaking. D. Two-way traffic ahead. Answers is A. Priority over oncoming traffic. This priority sign grants you priority over oncoming traffic in a narrow section of road. Oncoming vehicles should give way to you. Question 60. What does this sign warn drivers about? A. In the road. B. Uneven road. C. Hump or speed bump. D. Road works ahead. Answers is A. In the road. This sign warns of potholes or a bad road surface ahead. Drivers should reduce speed and be cautious to avoid damage to their vehicle or loss of control. Question 61. What does this sign indicate about the road's use? A. Road with public transport lane. B. Bus stop ahead. C. Shared path. D. No public transport. Answers is A. Road with public transport lane. This sign indicates a road with a dedicated lane for public transport vehicles, such as buses or trams. Other vehicles may have restricted access or different rules apply. Question 62. What does this sign indicate about traffic direction? A. Reversible lane road ahead. B. One-way road. C. Two-way traffic. D. Lane closure. Answers is A. Reversible lane road ahead. This sign indicates a reversible lane road, where the direction of traffic flow in one or more lanes can be changed at different times of the day. Observe signals carefully. Question 63. What should you expect when you see this sign? A. Traffic congestion ahead. B. Roadworks ahead. C. Traffic lights ahead. D. No entry. Answers is A. Traffic congestion ahead. This sign warns of potential traffic congestion ahead. Drivers should prepare to slow down, be patient, and maintain a safe following distance. Question 64. What does this sign indicate about the road environment? A. Entering a residential area. B. End of residential area. C. School zone ahead. D. Shopping precinct. Answers is A. Entering a residential area. This sign indicates the beginning of a residential area or living zone. Specific rules, such as lower speed limits and increased caution for pedestrians, apply here. Question 65. What does this sign instruct drivers to do? A. Pass obstacle on the left. B. Pass obstacle on the right. C. Turn left ahead. D. Keep right. Answers is A. Pass obstacle on the left. This mandatory sign means pass obstacle on the left. It instructs drivers to keep to the left side of an obstacle or traffic island. Question 66. What does this sign mean for traffic joining a road? A. Minor road joins from the right. B. Minor road joins from the left. C. Crossroads ahead. D. Merge traffic from right. Answers is A. Minor road joins from the right. This warning sign indicates that a minor road joins the main road from the right. Drivers should be aware of potential traffic entering from this side. Question 67. What does this sign indicate about the junction? A. Proceed straight or turn right. B. Turn right only. C. Proceed straight only. D. No right turn. Answers is A. Proceed straight or turn right. This mandatory sign means proceed straight or right. Drivers must either go straight through the intersection or turn right, and cannot turn left. Question 68. What does this sign inform drivers about? A. Place for U-turn. B. No U-turn. C. Roundabout ahead. D. Traffic merges. Answers is A. Place for U-turn. This information sign indicates a place where U-turns are permitted. Drivers should ensure it is safe and legal to make a U-turn here. Question 69. What does this sign indicate for drivers with a trailer? A. No entry for vehicles with trailer. B. Vehicles with trailer must turn. C. Parking for trailers. D. Trailer parking zone. Answers is A. No entry for vehicles with trailer. This sign prohibits the entry of vehicles with trailers. This restriction is often due to sharp turns, steep gradients, or limited space. Question 70. What does this sign mean for pedestrians? A. Pedestrian crossing ahead. B. No pedestrian access. C. Underground pedestrian crossing. D. Pedestrian zone. Answers is A. Pedestrian crossing ahead. This information sign indicates a pedestrian crossing ahead. Drivers should prepare to slow down and stop if pedestrians are using the crossing. Question 71. What does this sign indicate about the road conditions? A. Accident concentration area. B. Road works ahead. C. Emergency stopping lane. D. Traffic congestion. Answers is A. Accident concentration area. This sign warns of an accident concentration area, meaning this section of road has a higher incidence of crashes. Drivers should exercise extra caution. Question 72. What does this sign indicate about parking options? A. Parking place ahead. B. No parking allowed. C. Park and ride. D. Disabled parking. Answers is A. Parking place ahead. This information sign indicates a parking place ahead. Drivers can expect to find for parking their vehicles in the direction. Question 73. What is the meaning of this sign? A. Minimum speed limit of 50. B. A maximum speed limit of 50. C. Recommended speed of 50. D. Speed limit ends. Answers is A. Minimum speed limit of 50. This mandatory sign indicates a minimum speed limit of 50 units e. G. Drivers must not drive below this speed unless conditions require otherwise for safety. Question 74. What does this sign mean for pedestrians or cyclists? A. Safety island ahead. B. Pedestrian crossing. C. No stopping zone. D. Bike lane ends. Answers is A. Safety island ahead. This supplementary plate indicates a safety island, typically a raised area in the road where pedestrians can wait safely before crossing the next section of traffic. Question 75. What does this sign indicate about hazardous goods? A. No entry for dangerous goods. B. Dangerous goods route. C. Emergency stop for dangerous goods. D. Dangerous goods inspection. Answers is A. No entry for dangerous goods. This sign prohibits the entry of vehicles carrying dangerous goods. This restriction is implemented to protect public safety and the environment in specific areas. Question 76. What does this sign warn about at the crossing? A. Drawbridge ahead. B. Ferry crossing. C. Road over river. D. Bridge under repair. Answers is A. Drawbridge ahead. This sign warns of a drawbridge ahead, which may open to allow water traffic to pass. Drivers should be prepared to stop and wait for the bridge to close. Question 77. What should you do if your vehicle breaks down on a motorway? A. Move to the hard shoulder if possible and turn on hazard lights. B. Stop in the middle lane and call for help immediately. C. Attempt to fix the problem quickly on the spot. D. Leave the vehicle and walk for help. Answers is A. Move to the hard shoulder if possible and turn on hazard lights. If your vehicle breaks down on a motorway, try to move it to the hard shoulder or off the road completely. Turn on your hazard lights and use a warning triangle if safe to do so. Get out of the vehicle and wait in a safe place, then call for assistance. Question 78. What is the correct procedure for indicating when exiting a roundabout? A. Indicate left as you pass the exit before yours. B. Indicate left upon entering the roundabout. C. Indicate right upon entering the roundabout. D. Only indicate if changing lanes inside. Answers is A. Indicate left as you pass the exit before yours. When exiting a roundabout, you should indicate left as you pass the exit immediately prior to the one you intend to take. This signals your intention to other drivers and pedestrians. Question 79. When are you allowed to cross a solid white line in the center of the road? A. Only to avoid an obstruction or turn into a driveway. B. When overtaking a slow vehicle. C. When it is safe and clear to do so. D. Never under any circumstances. Answers is A. Only to avoid an obstruction or turn into a driveway. A solid white line indicates that you should not cross it. You may only cross it if it is necessary to avoid an obstruction or to turn into or out of a driveway or side road. Question 80. What is a safe following distance in good dry conditions? A. At least a gap. B. 1 car length for every 10 km per hour. C. As close as possible to react quickly. D. 3 car lengths regardless of speed. Answers is A, at least a gap. The rule is a good guideline for a safe following distance in good dry conditions. In poor conditions, this gap should be increased to at least 4 seconds. Question 81. What is the maximum speed limit for a car on an open road in New Zealand unless otherwise signposted? A. 100 km per hour, B. 80 km per hour, C. 90 km per hour, D. 110 km per hour. Answers is A. 100. The maximum speed limit for cars and motorcycles on an open road in New Zealand is 100, unless specific signage indicates a different limit for that section of road. Question 82. When driving at night, when must you dip your headlights? A. When meeting oncoming vehicles or following closely. B. Only when an oncoming driver flashes their lights. C. Always keep full beam on for best visibility. D. When driving in urban areas only. Answers is A. When meeting oncoming vehicles or following closely. You must dip your headlight switch from high beam to low beam when meeting oncoming vehicles so as not to dazzle them, or when following another vehicle closely to avoid dazzling the driver in front. Question 83. What is the correct way to merge onto a motorway or highway? A. Match the speed of motorway traffic and find a gap. B. Stop at the end of the ramp and wait for a clear gap. C. Accelerate slowly and merge when a gap appears. D. Signal, then merge without slowing down. Answers is A. Match the speed of motorway traffic and find a gap. To merge safely, use the acceleration lane to match the speed of traffic already on the motorway or highway. Signal your intention to merge and find a safe gap before moving into the flow of traffic. Question 84. When can you use a special vehicle lane, e.g., bus lane or cycle lane? A. Only if your vehicle is authorized or for specific maneuvers. B. Whenever traffic is heavy in other lanes. C. When preparing to turn within 50 meters. D. During off-peak hours. Answers is A. Only if your vehicle is authorized or for specific maneuvers. Special vehicle lanes are reserved for specific vehicles, e.g., buses, taxis, cycles during times. Other vehicles may only use them for a short distance when entering or leaving a side road or property. Question 85. What does a broken yellow line painted near the curb mean? A. No parking, but you can stop to drop up. B. No stopping at any time. C. Parking is allowed for a limited time. D. Bus lane ahead. Answers is A. No parking, but you can stop to drop up. A broken yellow line means no parking, but you can stop to pick up or drop off passengers or goods, provided you do not hold up traffic and it is done quickly. Question 86. When approaching a railway level crossing without barriers or signals, what must you do? A. Slow down, look, listen and be prepared to stop for a train. B. Speed up to clear the crossing quickly. C. Sound your horn to warn any approaching trains. D. Proceed if no train is immediately visible. Answers is A. Slow down, look, listen and be prepared to stop for a train. At an unguarded railway crossing, you must slow down, look carefully in both directions for trains, listen for train horns, and be prepared to stop if a train is approaching. Only cross when it is safe to do so. Question 87. What is the primary purpose of braking systems ABS? A. To prevent wheels from locking up during hard braking. B. To shorten braking distances in all conditions. C. To increase engine power during braking. D. To improve fuel efficiency. Answers is A. To prevent wheels from locking up during hard braking. ABS helps drivers maintain steering control during emergency braking by preventing the wheels from locking. This allows the driver to steer around obstacles while braking. Question 88. What is the correct procedure for turning right at an intersection with a green light but no arrow? A. Give way to oncoming traffic and pedestrians. B. You have the right of way over all traffic. C. Proceed quickly before oncoming traffic starts. D. Wait until the light turns amber. Answers is A. Give way to oncoming traffic and pedestrians. When turning right at an intersection with a plain green light, no green arrow, you must give way to all oncoming traffic going straight through or turning left, and to any pedestrians crossing the road you are entering. Question 89. When can you overtake on the left? A. When the vehicle in front is turning right or in multi-lane traffic. B. Whenever there is a clear space on the left. C. Only if the vehicle in front is stopped. D. Never, always overtake on the right. Answers is A. When the vehicle in front is turning right or in multi-lane traffic. You can overtake on the left if the vehicle in front is signaling a right turn and there is sufficient room, or if you are in multi-lane traffic and the left lane is moving faster than the right lane. Question 90. What does a continuous yellow line painted along the center of the road mean? A. No passing or crossing except to turn. B. Overtaking is permitted if safe. C. A bus lane. D. Shared path for pedestrians and cyclists. Answers is A. No passing or crossing except to turn. A continuous yellow line in the center of the road means no passing or crossing. You must not drive on the right of it unless turning right, avoiding an obstruction, or the line on your side is broken. Question 91. What should you do if an emergency vehicle approaches with sirens and lights on? A. Pull over to the left and stop if safe to do so. B. Continue driving and let them pass when safe. C. Speed up to get out of their way. D. Stop immediately, regardless of safety. Answers is A. Pull over to the left and stop if safe to do so. You must give way to emergency vehicles with flashing lights or sirens. Pull over to the left side of the road and stop, or move out of their path as safely as possible. Question 92. How often does a warrant of fitness typically need to be renewed for a car less than 6 years old? A. Annually. B. Every 6 months. C. Every 2 years. D. Every 3 years. Answers is A. Annually. For cars less than 6 years old, A is typically required annually. For cars older than 6 years, it's generally every 6 months. Always check current regulations. Question 93. What is defensive driving? A. Driving to anticipate hazards and minimize risk. B. Aggressively asserting your right of way. C. Always driving below the speed limit. D. Relying on other drivers to be careful. Answers is A. Driving to anticipate hazards and minimize risk. Defensive driving involves anticipating potential hazards, being prepared for unexpected actions by other road users, and taking steps to avoid accidents, thereby minimizing risk. Question 94. What should you do if you encounter a flashing yellow light at an intersection? A. Proceed with caution and be prepared to stop. B. Stop completely before proceeding. C. Speed up to clear the intersection. D. Treat it as a green light. Answers is A. Proceed with caution and be prepared to stop. A flashing yellow light means you should proceed with caution. You must slow down, be prepared to stop, and give way to any vehicles or pedestrians already in the intersection or about to enter it. Question 95. When is it safe to use your hazard lights? A. When your vehicle is stopped or broken down in a hazardous position. B. When driving in heavy rain or fog. C. When parking illegally for a short time. D. To warn others of a speed camera. Answers is A. When your vehicle is stopped or broken down in a hazardous position. Hazard lights should be used to warn other drivers that your vehicle is temporarily stopped or broken down in a position that could be hazardous to other traffic. Question 96. What is the purpose of a traffic island at an intersection? A. To guide traffic flow and provide pedestrian refuge. B. To slow down traffic on one approach only. C. To indicate a zone. D. To separate opposing traffic streams at all times. Answers is A. To guide traffic flow and provide pedestrian refuge. Traffic islands are used to separate traffic streams, guide drivers into appropriate lanes, and provide a safe refuge for pedestrians crossing the road. Question 97. What should you do if you miss your exit on a motorway? A. Continue to the next exit and find an alternative route. B. Stop on the hard shoulder and reverse to the exit. C. Make a U-turn at the next available gap. D. Slow down and try to merge back across lanes. Answers is A. Continue to the next exit and find an alternative route. If you miss your exit, it is safest to continue to the next exit and then find an alternative route or turn around where it is safe and legal to do so. Never stop or reverse on a motorway. Question 98. When are you allowed to use the shoulder of the road for driving? A. Only in an emergency or directed by an authorized person. B. To overtake slow-moving vehicles. C. When traffic is heavily congested. D. To allow emergency vehicles to pass. Answers is A. Only in an emergency or directed by an authorized person. The shoulder is generally for breakdowns or when directed by an emergency service worker or traffic controller. It is not for general driving or overtaking. Question 99. What is the maximum speed limit in a residential area unless otherwise signposted? A. 50 km per hour. B. 70 km per hour. C. 60 km per hour. D. 30 km per hour. Answers is A. 50. The standard maximum speed limit in urban and residential areas in New Zealand is 50, unless specific signage indicates a different limit for a particular zone. Question 100. What must you do if you encounter a school bus stopped with its flashing red lights on? A. Stop and wait until the lights stop flashing and the bus moves on. B. Slow down and pass carefully if there are no children. C. Overtake immediately if the road is clear. D. Only stop if you are traveling in the same direction. Answers is A. Stop and wait until the lights stop flashing and the bus moves on. You must stop for a school bus with flashing red lights, regardless of which direction you are traveling from, to allow children to get on or off safely. Wait until the lights stop flashing and the bus moves on before proceeding.